Good evening, everyone. Once again, we present to you an exciting webinar, and we're going to talk about today study abroad applications. How do we plan it out? How do we look at study abroad step by step? How do we take it forward? So, I would be joined by my colleague Anu Chopra, and she'll also be highlighting. Study abroad is something very exciting. I have students, sometimes very young. Like I got a student from British school, sixth class student, who said, "Sir, I am very clear. I want to go to Pratt. I want to do a course in design, and I want to just be on a global scene operating from New York." There are some people uh, who who would dream about a country, who already have relatives, and they have already planned out step by step at a very early age. And then there are others who don't even know about it, and they're in the dark and they're still checking out. Hence, before study abroad, before anything you do, first thing is research, research, research. The moment you look at research, things will go up and up. I mean, you will really get a lot of details. You will gather a lot of data about the country, about the institution, about the courses, about placements, about stay back policy, everything. Don't take me otherwise. It takes normally, like if I am researching on something today, maybe I'll go after 2 years. I mean, it takes that kind of a time. Applications and finalization, everything, maybe 1 year before. But how do I start? When is the right time to start? Ideally ninth and 10th, but if you have not started, even 11th is fine. If you come in 12th, it is like late, but nevertheless, spend more time. Start researching. What kind of places do I start researching on? So topuniversities.com, it can be a great place for starting research. Blogs of people like us, like you can check my website, jatinchavla.com. If you check our blogs, we have done specialized content. On our YouTube channel, I've got low cost countries abroad. So we try to put a lot of stuff online so that students can get clear ideas, they can choose better, and they can be successful. So, uh, next thing, a lot of Indian parents talk about this. A lot of Indian parents want to understand the kind of budgets which are there, what kind of money is involved. Yeah, it's all about money. There's a popular saying, it's about money, honey. It's everything is about money right now. So people will come to my office and say, Jitin sir, I want my child to go to Harvard, MIT, Princeton, Yale. I'll tell them, okay, the money required is like 55 lakhs per annum plus staying and living. They say, what are the other options? Can you suggest us some budget countries? Also, the top institutions require lot of activities like profile. Have you competed on national level, international level? Do you have a startup? Have you done research papers? If yes, how many? How many have been published? Social project, what kind of stuff you are doing at school, academic performance, of course, everything is counted when you apply to a top-notch university. So it's very, very competitive. Yeah. So uh, so how to choose destination? It can be a function of budget. It can be a function of, okay, your family has relatives and they are comfortable, though ultimately not many people go and meet or stay with relatives as such. But some of parents, Indian parents, have this view that, okay, if I am going outside, maybe I want to go to a place where there are relatives. बाद में meaningless लगता है. Destination, you have to check out the temperatures also. My brother shifted to Minnesota. One fine day in November, I landed there. What was the temperature like? Minus 13 degrees. Oh God. I was like gone. You can't imagine. I was just sleeping with the heater. I mean, I just hugged the heater. That's how I became. And then in the next 1 month, the temperature went down to minus 37 degrees. Last year, Minnesota temperature went to minus 43 degrees. Can you imagine that? Minus 43. Yeah. So can you sustain it? Otherwise, go to other countries. If I go to other places, if I want a warmer climate in US, I'll choose California. California has a lot of UCs, UC Berkeley, UC Davis, and so on, 10 odd UC. I would choose Florida, Florida State University. So these are places which are warm. Yeah. Like in Canada, if I have to choose, I'll choose Vancouver. Vancouver is like the sea is all around. So better temperatures than Toronto or any other place. Yeah. So I need to understand destination by looking at various parameters: cost of staying there, cost of living, temperature I was sharing with you, kind of people around me. Are there corporates around? Like Minnesota has almost 20 plus big multinational companies. Their head offices are there. So very good opportunities of recruitment and so on. Also, brass tacks. Before thinking of studying abroad, your passport needs to be ready. I've got students who have taken admission at my institute for applications, but but the moment I ask them, like for IELTS, you need the passport. We ask for passport copy. They say passport अभी apply किया है. Oh God, what do I do? अभी apply किया है मतलब you are thinking of study abroad. You have come to a top notch study abroad consulting firm that is us, हमारा, and you don't have a passport. How can that be? Yeah. So pre-planning is required. Of course, it doesn't happen with too many people. You should be very very active on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, uh, you know. On LinkedIn, you should connect with people. So maybe you're thinking of going to US, a specific region. So at least you should have 15, 20 friends from that university, nearby universities, who can actually uh, help you in understanding what is the job applicability, what kind of placements are happening, is it a really a great industry for that course, are the rankings justified, can there be any ways to save money, can you get good scholarships, can you get some financial aid. I hope you understand. LinkedIn is your biggest source of information, you know. So I have a friend whom I keep on asking कि यार मेरे को ये LinkedIn से निकाल दे, and she has been helping with recruitments and so on. Yeah, a lot of times my senior people are not able to do it, but she is able to take it out. Why? Because she is a LinkedIn pro. She gets after people on LinkedIn. That's how her story is. So I mean, LinkedIn can connect you to people immediately. And maybe you want to join a specific industry, maybe join the hotel industry, maybe you want to join the food industry, but you should be ready. You network with those kind of people, understand, at any stage they'll be able to help you out. Like I connect with a lot of people in education all over the world. So that is how it happens. So any questions you have, you can ask me later on. Okay, Arushi? Okay. So next thing is people. Next thing which I wanted to highlight before you was applications. Applications have a certain timeline. Like UK application for undergrad, like after 12th, it opens up. It opens up around last year. It opened up July end. Normally it opens up around August. So you can do 5 applications to UK. So right now, if I was going to apply, if I go to put things on a portal July end, I should have my SOPs, essays in June ready. To have it in June ready, I would start working on it in May. Yeah. So you cannot be a lethargic, lazy ass who's not really moving, who's not doing anything. You're sleeping all the time. No, not done. You have to be a person, you have to be a person who's up and who's working on it diligently. You are spending, you know how much time people spend on applications. At times they're spending like 8 hours per day on building up their application. And of course they're doing multiple countries, on building up their profiles, on doing research, on doing social projects, on building up their own website. All of you should have your own website also. Before you apply anywhere outside, you should have your own website also. Yeah. So don't be lazy, just shake up yourself and get into action. So that is what is needed to get a good admit and a good scholarship. बाद में मत कहना कि बताया नहीं था. Yeah. So that is how your story is. So coming back, planning is the key to success. It's not only making a paper plan. A lot of people write down things on paper and never do it. You need to put it into action. You need to create timelines for yourself. Okay, today I'll complete this thing. Tomorrow I'll be able to complete this. In the next 3 days I'll do so much. In the next 1 week I intend to clear all this. If I have to give an exam like SAT, ACT, IELTS, or for graduate students, GMAT, GRE, if I have to give these exams, this is a timeline. Create a timeline for the next 2 years, like if you're in 11th class and want to go after 12, or for the next 3 years if you're in graduation first year and you want to kind of take it on. Yeah. So create a timeline for yourself and then build it up. Nupur Gupta. Hi Nupur, how are you doing? So Nupur is my friend who's in Canada right now, and she's writing. LinkedIn is a big networking tool in North America. It's a blessing. I hope Nupur you're doing well. So maybe I'll connect with you. I'll talk to you, and yeah, maybe we can one day take up a live session together. So great, Nupur, that you are here attending a program. Okay. So coming back, people. So planning, research, building up your profile, using LinkedIn, having your own website, all of these things help. Also, be ready. In what? Physically. Physically, you should be ready. Like go to a gym. Don't be like people who take admission in a gym and then they pay the fees and all and don't go after the first few classes. Yeah, I know a lot of people who do like this, and one I am sitting here myself. Oh God, I really need to change that. Anyway, I joined CultFit and I need to again restart. Having committed before all of you, I'll start quickly. Okay, so build up yourself physically, learn self defense, learn a little bit of cooking. You need to be able to cook yourself. Yeah, something which you can cook in 10 minutes. Really important. Why? You will miss home cooked food. Yeah, the day you are out of your house, you'll definitely miss home cooked food. Okay, and then also you should like reading habits, writing. You'll have to lot of writing submissions, lot of project work. So writing, any special skills you want to learn, Python, website designing, any special skills which are needed in your course. Maybe you want to learn some finance thing like risk management, so finladder.com. You want to learn Excel, so again, FinLadder you can use, or you can even go to Udemy and learn it. So Udemy you can go and learn some creative courses, any of these. Yeah. So all these things you need to build upon. Now I have my colleague Kritika Chopra, whom we call as Anu. Anu will come and share with you. Anu is a big study abroad expert, and she's been helping a lot of people uh, apply abroad, be very successful, and she keeps on traveling and has a very good understanding of universities abroad. So we welcome Anu. I can see a good design behind. Oh, this is our office only. I thought this. I've seen this rarely. So this is a good design
Nice to
behind, and she's a singer also. And maybe if the environment is right and you guys support, she might sing something for you at the end. And
yeah.
she sings so well that people get to sleep so early in the car. Yeah, amazing. Anu, your time starts now.
So if you have a mentor like him, and please don't never ask Jitin sir to write your LORs, because you see now what he does. Okay, so
Bye.
hi guys, my name is Anu. Thank you, Jitin. My name is Anu, and I'm basically helping you out with all that study abroad involves. Study abroad is basically when you want to go abroad for your undergrad, for your masters. So that we'll take care of. So we'll start with a small PPT, because a PPT is the best way to put across whatever you want to say. So let's start. Let's go with slide one. There's Ribu in the background who's helping me. I might, as well. Oh, yeah, yeah. So this PPT, as you can see, is aptly titled A to Z of applications, because writing an application is it's a very formatted process, in the sense there are many steps involved to writing an application, since it's a piece of paper on which your future depends. So you can understand the gravity of writing an application. Applications across the world are written in a particular format, and there is a standard formatting that they follow. There are certain prereqs, there are certain exams, tests that you need to give, and those people who are good with writing and who are good with thinking out of the box, their applications have a better chance of standing out than whatever applications a particular university, the admissions committee, as we call it, receive. Next, please. So we'll start with the quote. That is my favorite way of starting any presentation, because I'm a person of words. Writing is my go-to, die-to, whatever to everything that I do revolves around words. Because what is the what is the most path-breaking invention of mankind? It is, for me, it is not fire. For me, it is not even the wheel. For me, it is language. because language is something which helps you to put across ideas. Having something in your mind here is good, but unless and until you put it across to a group of people and you brainstorm on it and then you implement it in real life scenarios, it doesn't hold good. So the key to that is language. Okay, so this is Mark Twain, and he said writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words. So for me, this is a very profound maxim. And if you think a bit metamorphically, think over the words. So it is an application that you need to intend in your life. What do we say? What do parents tell us? Cross out the wrong people from your life, cross out the wrong distractions from your life. So Mark Twain said, cross out the wrong words in your write up, and then what you will have is a very very good piece of writing. So writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words. Next, please. Okay, now we'll come to what this webinar is all about. What is an SOP? So many people say SOP, standard operating procedure. Yes, it is. But right now, the SOP that we are talking about here is not that. It is it is the statement of purpose. So for those who are in 10th or in 11th or in 12th, who are going to apply for the undergrad, or those who are in undergrad right now and want to apply for their masters, purpose is a word which is going to stay with you for very very long in your life. Okay, the scenario will keep changing, but you will always have a purpose. So when someone asks me, hey Anu, what is the difference between a goal and a dream, I say that dream is the creative fertility of your mind, and your goal is the steps that you take towards fulfilling that dream, the realization of dream. So they're very interconnected. An SOP, let's come back to what an SOP is. An SOP is a technical paper that showcases your academic accolades, your internships, your project work, your extracurriculars, and majorly, it defines your reason for choosing your preferred major. Like if I want to major in, say, business analytics, or if I want to major in informatics, or if I may want to major in pharma science. So an SOP defines that. It tells the admission committee, it tells the audience why I want to pursue this particular major. Ribu, next please. Okay, so students are confused between, they ask me, hey ma'am, is a personal statement and an SOP essentially the same thing? So no, the answer is no. They are very, very different things. As I discussed earlier, the SOP is a technical paper, while a personal statement is like writing a very small autobiography. Okay, it's exactly about, a personal statement is all about you. It's all about you. You can write about your parents, you can write about your professions, you can write about your hobbies, any incidents you faced in life, any movie that influenced your thinking process, what is your background, are you an indoor person, an outdoor person, are you an introvert, are you an extrovert, are you a people's person? So those kinds of things. So that is essentially the difference between a personal statement and an SOP. Some universities ask for personal statements, some universities ask for SOPs, and there are certain universities which ask for both. Okay, so that is essentially the difference. Vibhu, next please. Okay, so this is my favorite pictorial. You see, if you see, it is. I chose this because it's impactful. You see the circle thing, and it's going down and making. It looks like a slushy, whooshy kind of a thing, but it's making an impact. Okay, so that is what your SOP should do. It should make an impact. There are 100 SOPs, thousands SOPs, in fact, that a university gets. What will make yours stand apart? It is the impact that your SOP will make. Okay, so there's a particular format an SOP follows. We are going to break it down into a certain set of questions or a certain set of steps or procedure that you have to follow. We will guide you with it, obviously. I'm just going to mention in small bullet points what you should do while writing an SOP. So first is mention the problem specialization you intend to apply to. Problem specialization essentially means that the major you have chosen for yourself. And what makes you want to pursue this specialization? See, I chose writing because I was in love with words. I started reading Shakespeare at a very young age. I was truly fascinated. I could not understand 80% of what he had written, but whenever I read a book, the turning of the pages, the perfume of that book, it made me the surroundings surreal. It transported me to another world. So I understood very early on that for me, writing was my calling. Okay, so that is what you have to discuss here in the first question. The first paragraph that you have to write is about why you want to pursue this major, and you effectively have to answer it in 50 to 180 words. Anything between those word limit is good enough. Next, Raghu. Okay, the second thing that we want to deal with is what are your career plans post your graduation? So this is master centric for those who are planning to apply for their undergrad. The changes. What are your career plans post your 12th, post your boards? Okay, so here you have to write a paragraph between 60 to 180 words where you will discuss about your career plans. See, if I want to pursue writing as a major, if I want to pursue creative writing, supposedly, what do I envision myself to be? Do I want to be associated with a brands company, with brand management, with social media? Do I want to be a blog writer? Do I want to have my own website, or maybe I want to write SOPs for kids? So I should have a career plan in mind. What happens is when you write about your career plans, the admissions committee who is going to review your application will understand that you are a person with clear thinking. You have a clear thinking vision ahead of you, and based on that plan you are going to follow all protocols. So clarity of vision is something that they're looking for, right? Ribu, can you have the next one? Okay, the second is what are your, I mean, not the second essentially, but after that, what are your long-term career plans? Okay, so you have to understand sometimes there are short-term career plans, sometimes, most of the times, there are short-term career plans and then there are long-term career plans. The short-term career plans are actually a follow-on to the long-term career plans. Supposing I start a startup, okay, and my long-term career plan is to become a CEO of that startup and employ people, okay. So on the basis of the short-term plans, what this paragraph of 60 to 100 words will entail is, on the basis of the short term plans in the paragraph written before, how do you intend to move up the corporate ladder? So, what is the ultimate goal? Why do we work? Why do we put our heart and soul in a profession? Because we want to rise in life, right? We want to make an impact. We want to reach the pinnacle of success. We want others to be proud of us, and we want to be proud of ourselves. So, you have to write about your long term career plans. Do you wish to start your own business? If yes, can you describe what kind of business and what kind of customers you are targeting? All this you have to write in between 60 to 100 words. True? Okay. So some people understand that supposedly I am a PCMB student, okay, but I ended up doing writing. So I was in a confused zone. It's called the confusion matrix. That is very essentially a machine learning word. People who are in CS will understand, but I've used it here because I like the picture. She looks like me when I was very young, and it completely identifies with confusion. Sometimes you take up something and after a certain point of time you realize, hey, this is not my calling. I'm finding this subject a bit more difficult than what I thought, or maybe it's not holding my attention long enough. So what do? You switch fields. Okay. My own son, he took up computer science, but he changed it midway. He switched over to informatics. So it happens to everyone. It is nothing to be afraid of. Only thing is that if you are changing your field, especially for people who have done their undergrad in one particular field and want to switch to another one in masters, this paragraph is essentially targeting them. If you are making a switch of fields from your previous education and what you intend to study, do write it in about 50 words. You don't need to elaborate on it. You just need to write it. Yeah, you can go to the next one. Okay. Then you have to describe your academic background. Okay. That means whatever you did in class 9th, whatever you did in class 10th, 11th, 12th, your percentages, anything that made you stand out in the crowd, some exceptional scores you got, you were the topper of the class, or maybe you got some scholarships, those kinds of things. So this basically gives the admissions committee an idea of what kind of an academic background you're coming from and whether the major that you're planning to choose, your background justifies that. So they're trying to make a connect here. Whatever you write here is going to help them understand your background story. Okay, this is to be between 150 to 180 words. Yes, Rico. Okay, now comes the. This was all very theoretical. What we talked was very theoretical right now. Now we come to the practical part, because universities, they are okay with your words, they are okay with what you think. They want to see what you all have done towards realizing what you think. So projects form a very very essential and very important part of any SOP. Whatever projects you undertook, whether it, and especially those which directly impact your intended major, they are very important. Don't miss out on any project work, and you need to write about them in 120 to 150 words. You can include, what all you need to include there is any challenges you faced while doing this project, whether it was a group project or an individual project. How did you overcome those challenges? What was your specific role? Of course, you have to write about the title of the project also, and what it was all about. And this all should be 120 to 150 words. Yeah, next. Okay. Just as you wrote about products, you have to, in the same way, you have to write about your internships. So as you can see, this is a very, very nice picture. It actually essentially explains what internships are all about. Internships are practice, goal, skills, mentoring, opportunity, and knowledge in one package. So that is what an internship is about. Okay, you practice your skills, you achieve your goals. There are mentors to help you. You increase your knowledge base, and then and wherever you get such opportunities, you should just jump on them. So internships again form a very integral part of your SOP, especially those internships, as I said also, earlier also, which are linked to your intended major. You should try to get as many internships as possible. We are there to help you with that. Of course, we'll guide you throughout. Internships are a total yes. Okay. Next, please. Okay, this is essentially for students who have done their graduation and are intending to go for their masters abroad. Your work experience, obviously. So work experience also forms a very essential part of the SOP. People, especially for people who want, target Amazon, Google, Facebook, the big fours in consulting, or even Accenture or Deloitte, or all the high end companies. You need to elaborately discuss about your work experience. And when you talk about work experience, you will talk about what your role was in the company, what all did you do as a team lead, if you were in a group project, what was your role, how did you enhance the project, did you make a mark, were you employee of the month, were you given some exceptional accolades by the employers. All of that needs to be here. So you have to go all out and sell yourself. This is totally work experience. Yes, Ripu, please. Next one. Okay. Now the extracurricular. This is the fun part. Okay. As you can see, she is pointing out to all that extracurricular activities are about. It can be painting. It can be sports. It can be photography. It can be music. It can be fashion designing. Okay. It can be any sport. So, I even see a dumbbell there, maybe, or a weight. My God. Okay. You can even write about your gymming activities, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Okay. So, extracurricular activities are also a very, very, especially for those who want to apply for graduate studies. Oh, sorry, for undergrad. Especially for them, the extracurricular activities form a very important part, and these will also include social initiatives. Okay, social work of any kind sets you for life. Okay, admissions committee are very interested, enthusiastic, and impressed by youngsters who start off thinking back, giving back to their communities. Okay, this really impresses them, and I'm very very happy to see that youngsters today are very very conscious. They are environment friendly. They empathize with people. They want to help the underprivileged. They want to help the government. They want to bring about a change. So that is what essentially education is all about. And extracurricular activities form a big part of your SOP. And of course, go all out, write all that you did. If you are a dancer, if you're pursuing a classical dance form, you can write about that. If you did something on a regional level or a national level, even about hackathons, you can all of that needs to be mentioned here. And don't leave anything out. If anything is extra, we can really cut it off on later. But don't think, oh, whether I should put it or not, it's too trivial. No, put it there. We'll help you sort it out. Okay, later. Yes, Ribu? Okay, so now the last paragraph is the conclusion. Okay, the conclusion should always have a input about why are you choosing a particular school or a particular college or a particular university. What is the way to go about that? You research about that university on its website. You research about the course that you're planning to undertake. You research about professors over there. You research about the extracurricular activities, the students club, and everything and anything. Okay, the lodgings, the food, the mess, what kind of peer groups you will have, all of that. You need to write 3 lines about that so that the admissions committee understands that yes, you're truly interested in their school, you have thoroughly researched about it, and then you write last 3 lines selling yourself. Okay, selling yourself in the sense, not, you don't put a price tag over yourself. You write about your achieve. You write about whatever you have written abhi tak. You essentially put that in about, you use the right adjectives. Okay, diligent, hardworking, leadership qualities, communication skills, interpersonal skills. Okay, how you will be an asset to the university. What all will you do? That all needs to come in the conclusion part. So I hope this session helped you. We are all here to help you. Jitin sir is the guru of guidance, and I'm there to help you. Uh, See you around. Bye bye.